Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to Mermaid Ari's Live, where I talk to Trump supporters, report on some news in between there, and I talk to them mostly so that you don't have to. I do all of the legwork, so I appreciate you guys being here oh so much. But let's try to figure out why on earth they would still be supporting Donald Trump, you know? All right, there's my little sad little intro because I'm not always the best at doing that, okay? I'll be honest on that one. Not the best. Not the best. There we go. Getting this running. Ugh, the computer is so slow sometimes. There we go. If you guys hear the cat playing with the box, I am sorry. But great news for those that saw it. And I will still say it's great news, even though she's being replaced by someone that's not equally as bad, is Kristi Noem. Bye-bye. She has been ousted as the Department of Homeland Security secretary. She is technically getting demoted to a position that Donald Trump just made up that will probably be temporary because he just came up with a new thing for a meeting that's just now happening in like a week or two. So it's all just brand new. Okay. And I would posit to say that the main reason why she isn't fired, like legitimately fired, is simply because, well, he's got to keep tabs on her. As long as she's still getting paid by the government, more than likely, she's not going to speak out against the government. So these are all of my suppositions, okay? I will say that. But yes, there is nothing as permanent as a temporary government program. I know, right? But yeah, so like if you look it up, you can see that the estimates that somebody that would make as the Department of Homeland Security secretary would be about $235,000. The most that a what did he special envoy could be paid is $190. So yeah, she's getting demoted with less pay. And of course, these are annual payment amounts, right? But yeah, I think there's a few things that went into that, right? First, she was asked by Senator Kennedy, did Donald Trump approve the payments or you utilizing DHS funds in order to make your ads? And she said yes, he authorized it. And then Senator Kennedy went and asked Donald Trump about it, and Donald Trump made a statement, not just to us, not just to Senator Kennedy, but to us, the American people, that he didn't authorize those ads. So it's just one of those things where it's kind of funny. Okay. So that's probably one factor. And also she just did absolutely horrible at her committee hearings. Even though I know the Republicans tried to glaze the ever-living shit out of her. But I do have to, I got to say it this way. Small W's for Senator Tom Tillis and Senator Kennedy being the Republicans that actually stood up on business and made Kristi Noem answer for the shit that she's done, right? Being the only Republicans that did so. She's not unemployed. I wish she was. It would be great. And thank you, Lawless Lou, for being on a 7-stream streak. Did y'all see your husband's face when they were grilling her about the bedroom on the plane? No, I must have missed his face. I was mostly listening to them. Okay, sounds good, Moose. But yeah, it was fun stuff. You know what I mean? Like that was great news for me. Like I enjoyed learning about that today, seeing the post within 10 minutes of it having been posted. And it just all, just so great. So great. So great. No, she's not completely gone. I wish she was, but it's okay. She's the fall guy. Now, the next question, because Donald Trump doesn't like keep anybody around as secretaries of anything, right? Um, we just now get to speculate on who's the next one. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how that goes. Now you guys will see, like, I have a couple of videos scheduled to go out. So you'll just have to look out for that. But to be clear, like, since I have a Trump supporter crying in my chat right now that, like, is a comment troll, I've never said that I support open borders. I've been quite clear on my immigration stance. So if you're not listening, that's a you problem. Not a me problem, just a you problem. Oh, well, Zoe, you're going to have to fix that. Make sure you have notifications on. I don't know how to fix that exactly, or make sure you're in the Discord, because I have bots send out my notifications to the Discord anytime a video is posted, when I go live, etc. You know what I mean? Oh, yes, I know. Mark Wayne Mullen is taking Noem's place, and I can't say I know much about him. So I've heard he's either just as bad, slightly worse than her, and that's fine. We'll see what happens. If he does better with FEMA than Kristi Noem does, as someone that's lived in multiple states that have to claim FEMA funds every hurricane season, yeah, I'm good. As long as he just does better. What do you think about Kristi Noem's replacement, Phantom? Yeah, I was actually just saying that. That's funny. So yeah, I don't know much about Mark Wayne. I do know that Mark Wayne Mullins is the guy that attempted to yank the sign out of Al Green's hands from the State of the Union. Oh, did she immediately? Do you mean, Rob? Do you mean after her committee hearing that she had? That she immediately released the funds? That would not surprise me. After Tillis, good. No, comment trolls are not bad. I was just making fun of the one person that's like a routine comment troll that never comes up in any live whatsoever on TikTok. Those people at that point, I just assume they're bots. Like, I assume they're Russian bots, bought and paid for by a foreign entity to, I don't know, talk them up. And thank you, Orion, said, I'm a trans woman who voted for Trump. I was happy with that until I found out his role in the Epstein darkness. Now I'm an anarchist. Okay. Well, I appreciate the 5. I'm sorry that things came out that, unfortunately just happened. Oh, Phantom, thank you for gifting a sub to Walosi. Oh, no, yeah, I also feel that one too, Walosi, that they are. I do call them imaginary lines all the time. I agree with that one. But thank you for the gifted sub. That was so sweet. And Donald, thank you for the floating heart. All right. Yeah, and now Donald Trump. Hey guys, mind you, this wasn't a regime change, right? The efforts in Iran are not about regime changes, but guess what? Donald Trump says that now the United States, personally him, we're gonna have a hand in selecting the next Ayatollah or the next supreme leader, and they better be in, like, along the lines of what Donald Trump wants. So it's not a regime change. We're just having a hand in the regime change selection. And if it doesn't suit their fancy, they'll just kill him too. This is America. If you know, you know. You remember when it was covert? What? Covert? Yeah, when they used to do it with CIA. Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Well, they gave up the get a while ago. You know what I mean? So there's that. They just don't care anymore. It's just, we're going to be out in the open is how it is. I hate how he acts and kills people with drones without proper evidence of wrongdoing or even permission from Congress. Oh, there's so much. I dug a little bit more into things today, and I think I'll have some fun. I think I will have some fun. Guys, if you are new here, if as you are coming in, be sure to hit that follow button or that subscribe button if you are new. Make sure after you hit that follow or subscribe button, you hit that bell icon so you get notified exactly when I go live. That is going to be the best way to know. But yeah, so right now they have the Ayatollah's son who survived the attack lined up to be the next supreme leader. So that'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. I don't know what they're doing exactly. But you can't you can't expect the population in Iran to rise up against their government when they have no weapons and when Israel is still constantly dropping bombs on Tehran. They can't. Zoe, send me or a moderator a message and we'll work on it. Like, how are they supposed to overthrow their own government when they can't even leave their household safely in order to raid their capital? You know what I mean? It's so weird. They can't, right? Like, for that to happen, Israel would have to stop their assaults, and they basically haven't said that they would stop it at all. Yeah. The son was killed. No, he had more than one son. Did you guys not know that? It's not just people have more than one kid. Donald Trump is the perfect example of that. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, hello?
Hi, turn down the stream in the background, please.
Yeah, I turned it down.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 51, and I am going to celebrate today because Kristi Noem's out, gone
Agreed.
kaput.
Uh-huh.
As far as who replaces, they probably won't be any better.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never seen anything this strange in this country. This guy is a lunatic. He's totally destroyed our country. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to deal with him for the next few years.
I mean, yes, because that's how it works when we have a president of the United States elected, right? Is we get them for 4 years regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well,
agreed.
I think this guy was rigged in anyway. He's like another George W. Bush, forced upon us.
Maybe. Sorry, I don't have, there's no proof, so I don't speak on that thing. And because TikTok also doesn't like that stuff.
All right. You have a good night. I just wanted to share that I'm very happy that she's gone. She's a loser.
Oh, no problem. Thank you, man. You have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, be sure to call the number on the screen above or next to my head. That is the best way to have a conversation with me. I will not respond to your comments in any one of the chats unless you pay me to read your insults. So I will read your insults if you pay me. I just want to be clear.
You're awesome.
I'm going to send Israel my strongly worded tax dollars. I mean, we do that anyways, hate speaker, right? Unfortunately, both parties of the aisle continuously approve funding to go to Israel. Fine, whatever. Y'all do what you want. I wish you wouldn't, but it's just so funny to me that, like, it seems as though the America First crowd continues to vote in, we'll just say Israel sympathizers who continue to vote to send money to Israel. So we're not very America first. We continue to be Israel first when we send them like $3 million a day. So, that's how that goes. So you guys are so America first that you continue to, I don't know, send them our tax dollars for whatever reason. It is, again, it's an odd thing. It's a very odd thing. So, thank you, Laura, for the laughing disco. I do appreciate that. Let's see. There was a lot of stuff that's gone on. Yeah, they can fight their own wars. They don't necessarily need us. We're just going to remember Marco Rubio is that we had to attack Iran because we knew that Israel was going to attack Iran. If Iran was attacked by anybody, Iran was going to strike at U.S. military bases across the world. And so, therefore, we had to join in on an attack with Israel because we knew ahead of time that they were going to attack Iran, and to make sure that we didn't miss out on getting them first before we got, we had to attack them and strike them first. Yeah, so that's what happened. Like, so it wasn't an imminent threat without someone else's involvement. Got it. Yeah. Where's twin? I don't know if you're talking like if I have a twin or if you're talking about the creator twin, because I'm not sure. Ooh, thank you, Tammy. That was cool. Thank you, Tammy, so much for that. All right, let's see. There we go. That's up there. Maybe. Oh, I've been really bad about bringing up my backup account. I'm being honest. But guys, I wanted to say this. So I thought about this, right? And I'm gonna see if I can do it. I probably can't find it. But what do you guys say to the idea of buying a dog cake, right? Because you know they make cakes for dogs, right? People make these things for dogs now with Kristi Noem's face on it. And then like let your dog eat the dog cake. So they're eating Kristi Noem's face. It's like retribution for Cricket. I don't know if I can find one. But do you like who wants like let's see if we can do that, right? Your dog would not eat it? Oh, that's sad. My dog definitely will. Okay. So let's see. I think okay. Can we get $30 for it? I think that should cover the cost of a dog cake. I gotta see if they'll do it. But if you guys can, like, let's see if we can get a dog cake fund, I guess. You guys know how to do it. I don't know. If we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. I ain't gonna cry about it. But I think it would be funny to see, regardless, a dog eating Kristi Noem's face on a cake. I'll find a way to do it, guys. Promise you. Because I think it's gonna be funny. I wouldn't surprise me, Scranton. Okay? It's just what we gotta do. You know what I mean? There we go. I just think it'd be funny. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I'm pretty sure they could just, if I just brought a pic, they would transpose it. Rubio's comment sounds strangely reminiscent of a Dr. Lovehouse quote or parallels it. It might be. Let's see. There was something. I gotta find it real quick. Oh my God. Scrolling for days. Oh yeah, I wanted to go over this because I thought that this was a very interesting thing. Did you guys see the letter that Donald Trump sent to Congress? It wasn't very clear on what he was doing, so that was cool. So there's a couple things here. I don't know. I just think these funny. Yes. So, I'm gonna mess up his name. It's Sheehy. Okay, so Senator Sheehy, Sheehy. He had a committee hearing. He's a senator from Montana. 1 second, guys. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I'm here, yes.
Hi, how old are you?
31.
31. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No.
Okay, I will be. You're not supporting Donald Trump. Okay, if you take just a moment. What's up? What'd you want to say?
Hello?
What did you want to say? Okay. That's insane. What do you mean that it's telling you they don't have a freaking multi-guest feature on TikTok Studio Desktop? What the bucket? Okay. I got to think of another Canadian host and see. There is a Canadian host that goes live on computer. B. Guys, if you want to talk to me, you have to call the number on the screen. I don't bring up TikTok guests. So, it's not to be rude. I just don't bring up TikTok guests.
Awesome.
So please call the number on the screen if you wanted to. What's the guy's name? All right, I'll have to let you know, B, but that's insane. That's actually insane. Cass, you would be an exception. Okay, my mods would be exceptions. My friends would be exceptions. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep.
You're a kid. All right. There we go. Okay, hold on. I was trying to get to something. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. My team of legal experts. No, I can't do that, Joey. I just saw your message in that channel. I can't say that. Yeah. Well, I mean, so like I used to have a young voice, right? Like a younger sounding voice. It's matured. I will say that. So I don't sound as young anymore, which I think is good. Let's see. Oh yeah, here was a good one. Well, not a good one. This is actually sad. All right, so let's pull this up. All right. So this is going over how oh. Stop calling back, kid. Okay. There was a school in Iran, a nearby military base struck multiple times based upon the satellite imagery that was up there. Everyone thinks, yeah, I'm good with that. I have to sign in again. Why do I have to sign in? I am already subscribed. Sign in. That's going to have to go away. I'm already subscribed. I hate having to sign into everything. Hey, Fred, you can call the number on the screen. I'm not going to talk to you from the comment section. There we go. All right, now I can put it back up. Perfect. All right. So we're showing this. Literally, child, don't make me block your number. So let's see. Verified footage of the aftermath of the strike shows scenes of panic with families screaming as people search for victims in the rubble. Some videos, people hold up children's school bags and books to the camera.
Awesome.
3 days later, aerial footage showed neatly lined rows of at least 100 marked or freshly dug graves. Israel, by the way, has denied conducting these attacks. If you watch the video of people that have recorded it, you can see that it came from the exact same direction as the strike that hit the military facility. And Washington hasn't denied it. They are still investigating it, is what their claim is. But we haven't heard anything since. In one video, man films as he rushes to the school's yard, which is located immediately. And mind you, by the way, so this occurred on a Saturday, but that's a school day for Iran. They don't have the same weeks as we do, right? And this was 1 a.m. our time, and so it was still like 10 a.m. their time. So there's a reason for that the kids were at school, right? You can literally see who it's from on the screen. You guys are so dumb with your cap. Let's see if this dumb advertisement would get off my screen already.
You're awesome.
Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, you are welcome to call into the show. Almost done with this silly ad. So if you guys couldn't tell, so if you like look back here, so I'm going to show you guys here. This is the military complex, right? That they're showing is back there that got hit. And then now that's the school. That's the school. And then here's where it actually shows the like beforehand. So here's the school right here. This is about where the video is taken. This is an approximate. They did verify everything before they posted this. And then this is, yeah, video POV here. You have a medical clinic. You have the base. What does the satellite imagery show us? Here we go. Yeah, scorch marks. So partially destroyed, scorch marks, building destroyed. This was the IRGC base. Mind you, they hit a hospital as well because it was right there. So you have this. They hit a medical clinic right here. And you can see where it was built. Like here's the school, and how they walled it off from there. It's been separate for a while. And then it just talks about who's responsible for the attack. Again, we don't know who it is. Airport was hit in Kuwait, I believe. Or no, yeah, it was definitely hit in Kuwait. I have a video of that too. Let's see. Yeah, the school itself had 264 pupils in total. Mind you, this was an all-girls school, so we killed actual girl students. Yeah, another one was hit in Dubai. That is true. Let's see. This says photos also show what appear to be 3 children inside body bags. That is depressing. So people attending a funeral on March 3rd for victims of the attack. Are they tiny or tinky? I haven't seen that yet. Who is they in that statement, though? Yeah. So there was that. Yeah, 14 school teachers have also been killed in there. There we go. Oh, Kathy, they don't care. Right? They don't care. They never do. It's just what they, I don't know, just don't care about. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's very heartbreaking. I wish this stuff didn't happen. And just to be clear, guys, you can say all these things like, you know, if you want to blame the IRGC for building close to a school or a school close to a base, just remember that the United States of America puts schools on our military bases. I just want to remind you guys. For those that want to say collateral damage, we build schools on military bases. Cities are built around bases. When bases are put in areas that is not heavily populated, we build up infrastructure around bases. You can look at Seymour Johnson in North Carolina. There are schools, multiple schools in that city close to the base. You can look at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. That's a Marine base. Again, there are schools close to that base. There's a hospital that's 2 blocks from the entrance. Like you guys can say all of these things, right? Like if you want, like you can blame the IRGC, you can make it sound like they're these horrible people, but we do the same thing in the United States. Why? Because we still have to take care of our military members and their families. Yeah, and families live on military bases as well here in the United States. Think about all these things. Like, you guys can say all of this, but the the military members have to send their kids to school within the United States of America. We can't fault them for all of that stuff. Oh, cute. I didn't say Fayetteville, so nice try. Also, the base in Fayetteville is like right outside of town. Fort Bragg, aka Fort Liberty, it's right outside of town. You have the, oh gosh, St. Petersburg base, I believe it is, in Colorado. Well, technically Fountains, Colorado. Right outside of school. You have Fort Carson in Colorado Springs, Colorado, that absolutely is built right at the edge of the city, and there are schools very nearby. Like, don't even play. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Hi, how old are you?
18.
18. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
You're awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Date of birth, go.
Sorry, one more time.
Don't trust it. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh, hi.
Hi. How
My
old are
name
you?
is Jerry.
Okay. How old are you?
27.
27. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
It's not really. I'm not really a Trump supporter, but I'm like a
Okay.
libertarian. But I did vote for Trump in 2020. But
Why
I've
didn't you
since
vote for Chase Oliver?
decided Chase Oliver. Oh no. I don't know why they ran like a really leftist, someone that was going along with a cultural Marxist agenda that is well documented, and so I had
No,
to decline
Chase
voting.
Oliver ran the Libertarian Party ticket. Like, he ran
I
like along
I
the
know,
values
but
of the tenets of the Libertarian Party. Are you not familiar with the 10 tenets that make up libertarian values?
I just disagree with the Libertarian Party.
So then you're not
More
a
of a small.
libertarian.
Well, the party. It's a party. It's a political party. So
Yeah.
whether
If
you
you're
agree
not,
with
if sorry, sir, if you disagree with their platform or their tenets, then you are not a libertarian.
I don't agree with the philosophical. So there's a
So then you're
difference
not a
between
libertarian.
the philosophy of
Just say
libertarianism.
you're a Republican. Is there something wrong with being a
Well, I'm definitely
Republican?
not a Republican. Well, I'm definitely not a Republican. But
What are the
that's actually
tenets
a
that
really
make up
funny.
libertarianism?
So for me,
Oh no, it's not for
how I
you. Sorry.
define
No, I'm gonna
libertarianism
help you
is
out. No, it's not about how you define it, sir.
I
You can be an
disagree with the
independent.
Libertarian Party. I
No,
think
you
it's
don't.
been
You just
taken
said that you
over.
don't agree. No, sir, I'm gonna help you with something. Okay. Every party has actual values that they adhere to, right? For the most part. Not saying that all of them, not everybody that campaigns for it
They're
adheres to those
supposed to.
exactly.
They're supposed
No,
to.
yeah. But the point is, they have values that are listed that you can find. The RNC has values on their website, right? The DNC has values on their website. The Green Party has values on their website. The Libertarian Party, it's nothing new. It's been out there for a long time. They have 10 tenets. You don't even know one of them. And you said you have your own ideology. Now I'm going to calm. So hold on for a second. You said you have your own ideology on what you believe libertarianism to be. Just say you're an independent, because that's what you are.
I think there's
No, you're not a libertarian. The libertarian is a party. If you don't agree with the tenets that make up that party, then you're not a libertarian.
Well, you're interrupting me a whole lot.
I'm correcting you. They have
Okay, that's fine.
Libertarian has actual values.
You think I'm not a libertarian. I get your
You're not a libertarian. Yeah. Just say you're an independent. That's it. That's fine.
That's a better. Okay, yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
I am an independent. Yeah.
Yeah, don't try to say you're with the party that you're not. That's all I'm saying.
I'm a small L libertarian. I disagree. I feel like I think the libertarian party doesn't actually philosophically represent or fulfill what the philosophy actually means. So there's a difference between the libertarian philosophy and the libertarian party, right? That's the difference, the distinction that I'm trying to make. I'm sorry. Are we even live? Oh, hello.
Yeah, you've been live.
Okay. That's great. That was my first time ever calling anything. So just wanted to. This looked interesting. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I will tell you. I'll explain to you why I did vote for Trump in 2020, and then I'm since never going to vote again because obviously there was a very poor time to choose to exercise my vote because of the COVID and the whole scam that went on with the mail-in ballots. I'm sure you remember the mail-in ballots.
Mail-in
So
ballots
that
have been utilized for decades in the United States of
but
America.
you know what happened, that they
No, I don't. You
were
want to know why I
sending
don't
in,
know what happened? Are you familiar with the
and
Heritage
it was
Foundation? Are
it's
you
all
familiar with the
it was
Heritage
all coming
Foundation?
out. They
Are you familiar with the Heritage Foundation? Yes or no? Hey,
how
Josiah.
the Heritage Foundation.
Are you familiar with them? Have you heard of them before?
I'm a little bit familiar.
Okay,
They
you've heard of them
tried
before.
to.
Awesome. No, I'm gonna go ahead and get to my
They're like
point. It's fine.
They're conservatives, right? They're
Right.
supposed to be conservative.
It's a Republican / conservative think tank, right? It's whatever. But they actually have done a very immense study, and all of this stuff is fact checkable from their website, where they are actually reviewing cases of voter fraud. And since the 1970s, right? So this is going over a 50-year period. They've only found 1,700 instances of voter fraud over the last 30 years. Sir.
I think if they looked into it a little more, they would find a lot
Nah.
more, because
I don't really care. I don't really care. If we looked into it a little bit more, no. We're not doing it. It is so rare. It is so rare. And even the right agree with it. You would have to show me instances of where individuals get charged and convicted of said voter fraud, because that's the only way to prove something. Because I just want to remind everybody, of course, Tammy, you always can. I just want to remind everybody that there is a rule within our criminal justice system. It's called innocent until proven guilty. So you want to say it exists, but it hasn't. People have not been convicted of it heavily. That's all I'm saying. Oh, see, somebody wants to cry about the fact that I hung up on him. He wasn't here to have a debate or have a conversation. He wanted to tell me about why he was never going to vote again. And I don't care about why somebody is never going to vote again. Just don't care. He no longer supported Trump, even though he voted for him. Apparently, he didn't even vote for him in 2024. He voted for him in 2020, which means he is not the demographic of people that I am looking to talk to. This is asking to talk to people that actively still support Donald Trump today. So, he said it multiple times. He's not the demographic of individuals I was looking to speak to. You guys don't want to cry about it, but that's how that went. And that's how that goes. I think it was George C. Scott's quote in Strange Love. We have to keep our military secrets secret. I do agree with that part. Thank you for the 5. Oh, 1 second. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
21?
21. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. Also, W. Tammy for paying to mute that person in the chat. I know she was afraid to call me. And Marina already took care of that. But thank you, W. Tammy. Can we see W. Tammy's in the chat? All right. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 13 months back in office that has earned your continued support?
Just in general, I pretty much vote conservative every time, just because, one of the biggest reasons is liberals generally the liberal left generally does not support Christianity as much as conservatives do. And, that's not saying that, of course, Trump by any means is a perfect person or, he 100% backs Christianity. But I believe that the conservative party and side is more
Awesome.
leans more towards like freedom of church. Like the church has its own right, its own state. It makes its own laws for itself instead
Cool.
of
Show me a
like,
Democratic
Awesome.
platform. I don't normally engage in this bullshit because I think you're just a contrarian at that point. I'm basically voting against the opposite party. It's silly. Show me a Democratic policy or
it's not basic.
legislation. Let me finish. Let me
It's not just
finish,
voting against the
sir.
It's not. No, it's not just. It's not about
Sir.
voting just against the opposite party.
Sir. Cool.
Well, can you
Show
let me?
no. I just said I was moving that along. That was just me stating my opinion.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
Show me a
Oh,
piece of
really?
legislation that was introduced in a Congress that was going to, by a Democrat, that was going to strip away the individual abilities of a church to act by itself independently.
Okay.
Show
I
me a piece
can't
of
give you
legislation
the
that was
exact. Well,
introduced in a Congress.
I can't give you the exact document, but because I'd have to look it up to look for. But
You should look it
during
up then.
COVID-19, just listen. Hold on.
I don't know.
During
We're not talking
COVID-19,
about C-19.
what? I'm not. No, I'm not just talking about COVID-19. This
Then
isn't
just say the
about
years.
COVID itself. I can't remember exactly what year. I think it was 2018, 2019, something around there.
That wouldn't
The
be C-19 then.
They hadn't. I can't remember the exact year, but
Also,
they had
2018,
not touched.
2019, Donald Trump was president.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it was before he came back in office. They had not really touched the church as far as like whether they had said, don't let so many people meet in certain places. And
Yeah, they did that to
they
schools
kind of
too,
kept
and they
it
did that to
small.
businesses.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow.
I know. And they hadn't.
God forbid we do that to church like we do that to businesses. We
Can I
definitely
be
went
honest
just
for a
off
second? For a second?
after
Can I be honest
them.
for a second? So, and a debate is kind of like a conversation, but you're not really here to debate. You're just kind of here to
This isn't even a
be like,
debate,
okay,
sir.
what's your stuff? It isn't, because there's no. If I were to debate you,
No, if this was a debate, we
you're
would
never
have a
going to
set
see my
upon,
side.
sir. No, if this was a debate, we would have agreed upon topic ahead of time. There would be a moderator, and we would have
Well,
times to speak within, and we wouldn't be able to interrupt each other because that's how a debate works. This is a conversation, but I'm still going to ask you to prove yourself, sir. I'm still going to ask you to prove yourself when you make a claim. So, like, for example, when you said that Democrats were trying to do things against the church to strip them away from their individuality, away from like state-sanctioned stuff, then I want a piece of legislation that was introduced into Congress by a Democrat that would prove your point. The fact is that they haven't done anything. In fact, the only thing that the Democrats have advocated for is literally the separation of church and state, whereas the Republican Party is the opposite. They keep wanting to throw religion and church doctrine at the wall, at the state, and see what sticks.
So my personal opinion on that doesn't matter then in a debate.
No, because it's also stupid. Is morality objective or subjective?
What? It depends. It depends. So
no,
if
is morality objective or subjective? There is no way that it can depend, sir.
It's objective.
Okay, then tell me why there are.
If you have morals or not. It depends if you have morals or not. You can choose
no. Again, that's not how it works. That's not how this works. No. Okay. No, it cannot be, sir. Sir. It cannot be.
My name is Colin.
Does it offend you for me to call you sir?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know. If you wanted to call me by my name, you can say Colin.
Yeah, we'll see if I remember. I can't guarantee that. Okay? So.
I definitely know you won't.
Please tell me how morality can be both objective and subjective.
So it's objective, right? But in my opinion, it can be subjective if you like to pick and choose what you want to be conscious about. So say
so then it's not objective.
Right. You want it is though,
No,
but
sir, it's
the
not.
problem is no,
It's
it is
not.
objective. But
It's
if you
not.
can make it subjective,
It's
it's just not
not.
moral
So,
anymore.
no,
It is because if you make
sir,
it subjective, it's not morally right.
no. If it was objective, then
Yes.
every religion would be exactly the same. They would all be practiced the same. Morality would be shared across the board, but we see that that's not true, right? Objective would mean that it would be universally accepted, right? Around the
Objectively,
world.
every religion is based off of one thing, and that there is
Right. But
an
there was another
all-powerful
part that I
being based
said.
off of everyone. That is
Hey, I
objective.
didn't just stay on religion, did I? No. Awesome. I
I
said
don't know if you did.
morality would also be universal across the entire world. So because of the fact
No, it's
automatic,
not, because
yes,
people
no,
can choose to
sir,
be
sir,
people can choose to have
sir.
morals or not.
No, yeah. So then it is subjective. I've muted you just for a moment because you're not listening, nor are you choosing to comprehend, it seems like. In order for morality to be objective, that means that is it a fact, it is a universal, unchanging truth. It's immutable, it's unchanging. It must be a fact across the board. In order for morality to be objective, everybody across the entire world must share the same baseline morality. Because as you admit that it varies by person, it is therefore subjective, just like your religion is also subjective. It is only unique to you. Subjective.
Let me.
Are you for the deportation?
I'm muted.
Are you
Am
for
I
the
for the
deportations
deportation?
of immigrants?
Well, can we get back to morals for just a second
Are you for the
before
deportation of
you mute me again?
immigrants?
Oh, wait, can you let me respond to
Are
that thing
you
where you just
for
muted me
the
the whole time? So
deportation of
you don't
immigrants?
want to give anybody a chance to talk back to you.
Sir,
You're
you
muting
don't
everybody when
know,
you feel
you
like
don't
you don't want
even
to hear
know
them.
what objective meant. So don't fuck with me right now, my guy. You didn't, yeah, you
Really,
clearly did not know what it meant. Yeah,
no,
you didn't know what it
no,
meant.
no.
You didn't know what it meant.
No.
Goodness me. Sure, go ahead. Get it all out. Yeah, just get it all out off your chest. Anyway, so I'm sure he's going to say that he is in fact for the deportation of immigrants, not realizing what the Bible says about immigrants in any way, shape, or form. I'm sure that's exactly what's going to happen, is he's just going to agree with that. And then something very similar is going to happen, like what happened previously.
What do you
He's still going. I'm not listening, right? I'm just waiting for him to stop talking and see if it was long enough, right? Yeah, see, Kevin, he didn't even answer that one either. Cool. So are you for the deportation of immigrants? Yes or no?
Are you listening? Did you even hear what I just said?
Are you for the deportation? I just said you could get it all out. That didn't say I didn't say I would respond to it. Are you for the deportation of immigrants? Yes or no?
Let's see. I am for the deportation of people that illegally cross our borders. I'm not a fan of everything that is happening the way they're doing it. No, I don't think we should be chasing people down on the streets like animals and tying them up in zip ties and taking them out. No, but I think if you illegally come into the country, then you should, yes, you should clarify, you should declare, I'm here illegally. I'm ready to face the consequences. If that means I'm
You should
getting
just
out, I'll
declare
be
that,
put
huh?
out. I'll come back in the right way. But I don't think we should do exactly the way he's doing it. I do like some of the things that Donald Trump is doing. I don't like everything that he's doing. I do think he is very rushed when it comes to things, and instead of thinking through everything, he's just like, we need to do this. It is probably, quote unquote, the most efficient way from his point of view, because it gets done fastest, and he hears a lot of, results of things are happening real fast, good things are happening to him. So as long as, he's hearing constant growth on what he's saying, that's all he cares about. I think that the way that things are being done under him, yeah, that's definitely not the right way to do some of those things. But he can't control every tiny thing. There's a few other things I really don't agree with him on, but that's one of the biggest things. I agree that if you're here illegally, yeah, you should declare yourself. If you get put out, you get put out, come back in the right way. But we should not be chasing people down on the streets and causing more chaos and havoc than there needs to be. That's my point on deportation.
When's the last time you read your Bible in totality?
You talking about like through the whole Bible?
Yes.
I mean, I don't read it all in one day. I mean,
That's why I
I'm
said,
not
when's the
sure I
last
understand the
time
question.
you
Like,
read your Bible front to cover, like cover to cover? Have you ever
I mean,
read your Bible cover to cover?
every year, yes.
Ah, every year. So
I
are you
mean,
familiar with
it's a
Matthew's
Bible plan. You do it.
25?
You're awesome.
No, I'm not familiar with a random verse that you picked out of nowhere that you probably
Sorry,
haven't
that's a
read.
chapter.
Okay,
A verse would be
I'm
me
just
giving you
okay,
specific lines.
okay. I understand that. Yes, you can sit here and make people feel as stupid as you want them to, but no,
Cool.
I'm
I'm
not
not
familiar with
trying to
that
make you
specific
feel
chapter.
stupid. That's
You
you.
are though, because if you don't,
I just was asking a question. It's not me trying to make you feel stupid. I'm sorry that that made you feel some type of way. That wasn't my intention. Good. I don't really know what to tell you on that one. So here we go. We're going to start at verse 34 and read from there. Matthew 25 verse 34. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick and or in prison and go to visit you?" The king will reply, "Truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Verse 41 and on. Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devils and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not invite me in. I needed clothes, and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you did not look after me." They will also answer, "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or needing clothes or sick or in prison and did not help you?" He will reply, "Truly, I tell you, whatever you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me." Then they will go away to eternal punishment, but the righteous to eternal life. This was telling you how to treat individuals. And mind you, there are multiple times throughout the Bible where God clearly explains that it is always his word, his laws that rank above the laws of your land. So the way that we're treating immigrants, including the undocumented immigrants who cross the border through a non-port of entry, which, by the way,
You're awesome.
isn't a, like, I don't know if you realize this, but in order to be a criminal, you have to be convicted in the United States of America. So they're not criminals, and simply being considered deportable within the United States of America is not a crime. That's outlined by Arizona v. United States 2012 Supreme Court ruling, right? So you support a party that is conducting cruel immigration. Like, this is you are the one who said that you voted for the Republicans because they are more Christian like to you. It doesn't matter whether you disagree with them, sir. These are their values, and Donald Trump was very clear when he campaigned what he chose to do. So what you chose to vote for was cruelty because he was not quiet about it. You chose to go after, your vote went after
okay.
people
I
who had
understand. I
less
understand
than
what I
you. You voted for the non-Christian party. You voted for somebody that calls himself a king. And mind you, he makes himself an AI image of God looking over his shoulder. He makes himself an AI image
okay.
of a
You know
God.
why?
He makes himself an AI image of Jesus. He is blasphemous personified. And you voted for him, and you still say that you support him, which is funny. Right? Like, AI, he posted, mind you, I want to remind everybody that Caroline Levitt said that anything that is posted on True Social, that's coming directly from the White House, and that's the words that's been approved by Donald Trump, right? Like, I just want to remind everybody by that. Whereas, and see, and I also want to remind you, like part of this too, where it talks about when did we see you hungry or thirsty? I want to remind you on that one. That includes individuals that are on SNAP or Social Security disability, which Donald Trump rolled back for individuals. He said that on his State of the Union that he rised 2.4 million people off of receiving SNAP benefits, when in reality, it's that he paperworked them to death. And now we have 65-year-old women and men who are blind, individuals that can't work, that have had their SNAP benefits cut by 2/3 of the amount that they were previously getting, and they are dying across the United States of America because they're not able to save enough food, or they're going hungry and they're losing an excessive amount of weight because of that. Like you can hear these stories everywhere. This is proven, where right now the average person, like a singular individual at this moment, the most that they get is $24 a month, which doesn't do anything, especially if you're on disability, where typically the average person only makes about $800 to $900 a month, which isn't even enough to pay for rent. So you, sir, voted for the party that did these things with the one big beautiful bill, and you say that you still support Donald Trump because they're acting more Christian. Do you believe that not everybody deserves access to food? No, sir. I'm trying to help you realize how you're a hypocrite to your own religion right now.
Look. If I can't ask you a question, then this is literally me being like, hey, I think this. And you're like, oh, you piece of crap. How dare you believe that? This is why you shouldn't. And you're a piece of crap for thinking it. Do you have anything to say? You're also a piece of crap for saying that. Can I not ask you a question?
No.
Let me just ask why.
Because I said so.
You don't feel dominant over the conversation if you don't?
No, it's because it's my show. I mean, I don't really know what to tell you otherwise.
I'm here to debate with you.
No, you're not up here to have a debate. This is a conversation. I've already explained that to you before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought.
Anyway, here. So let's see. Give me a second, guys. I want to mute that for a second. Let it get to the part where I'm not speaking on it, and we'll let everybody hear this.
I'm 65 years old. I'm legally blind. I'm on disability. Under Biden, I was able to put $100 a month away for food. But now, with grocery prices so high, propane, electricity out of this world, I now only allow myself $65 a month for food.
Sharon, are you on SNAP benefits?
Let me tell you, under Joe Biden, I received $80 a month for SNAP. That was taken away from me under Donald Trump. He took it away. He gave me $24 a month. I did receive that for a couple of months. Then he took it down to $12. I have 3 potatoes. I have a half a tomato. I have 3 bananas, 1 apple, 1 can of soup, a half a loaf of bread, 1 egg, and 1 can of green beans. I do not get paid until the 3rd.
Am I still muted?
So are you going to find Sharon and help her? Since you're so Christian?
Am I still muted?
Are you going to find Sharon and help her since you're so Christian?
But I'm not going to find one specific person. No, I can't do that.
Are you going to help any of the individuals that are now only receiving $24 a month?
So you're going to try and, okay.
I'm sorry. Are you going to find and help everybody?
I'm not going to do anything you're saying right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So do you care about the fact that people, okay. Do you care about the fact that people, due to the policies implemented by Donald Trump, the Christian representative president of the Christian Republican Party, are you going to do you care about the individuals that have lost access to their SNAP benefits and are unable to work so they can't get them back, or that they got so far reduced that they can't even afford to eat regular food? Do you care about them?
I do care about them.
You do? Nope. Then why do you still support Donald Trump after he's reduced their SNAP benefits and access to food?
Okay. Well, that is the question that I'll elaborate on. Okay. But can I ask you a question too?
I want you to answer mine.
I'll answer your question after this, I promise. But can I ask you a question? I'm not going to lead us down a long rabbit trail, I promise you. I just want a genuine answer for these 2 or 3 questions. That's it. I'm not leading this down a rabbit trail. Okay? I'm guessing, since you're not responding, I'm guessing that's I'll wait till I hear the question and then probably go on anyways. But, so obviously I know you don't support Donald Trump. Are you, this is one of the 3 questions. I'll just ask you 3 questions. Are you supporting the left side, or are you in the middle?
I'm a policy voter.
Okay.
You're
So,
awesome.
I'm just asking you these questions. Wait. So,
I didn't say anything, sir. That was a super chat
oh,
notification.
okay. So since you're a policy voter, there's obviously policies you didn't like on both sides. What did you think of Kamala Harris's policies?
I'm not
Would you have
rehashing the
voted for her over Trump?
2024 election.
Well, I'm just asking. You don't have to rehash the whole election. I'm just asking, like, you don't even have to, like, give me, like, more than one sentence. Just be like, what did you think? Like, I'm not gonna, I don't need, like, one general statement. Just, like, give me, like, one thing. Like, I'll just ask one question. What do you think about abortion?
It's none of my
Just a
goddamn
simple
business
question.
what somebody does with their body.
So you're morally trying to convict me that we should help everybody because the Bible says so, but you have no moral conviction over whether we should just kill babies in the womb.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know if you realize this, but God doesn't consider it a baby. He considers a fetus property.
He actually does. He said, I knew you
No,
before
that
you
was
were
one
in the
person.
womb.
That was
I knew
Jeremiah,
you
who he
before you were
also
in the
called.
womb.
Are you a
Okay,
prophet? Are
but
you a prophet? Are you a prophet? Are you
did
a
God say that?
prophet? Are you
Did
a
God say that?
prophet? Are
Nope,
you
but did
a
God say that?
prophet? Okay, fantastic. This doesn't apply to everybody, and I'll explain to you why. Specifically, that was about Jeremiah. And Jeremiah, he said, because you were my prophet, and I created you specifically, right? So that was specific to Jeremiah and Jeremiah alone. Congratulations, that doesn't apply to you. You are not a prophet, as you've agreed yourself, as am I not a prophet if I were to believe that God made me within the womb. Because I am not a prophet and God has not said that I am a prophet, therefore that does not apply to me, nor does it apply to anybody else. It was specific to God, his prophets that he made, he chose, and that was specific to Jeremiah.
So you think that God doesn't know anybody? He just kind of snaps his fingers and he's like, well, I hope that one turns out
He
good.
was
Don't know who
very
that's going to be.
specific in how he said that, sir.
Well,
I'm glad
okay.
you didn't
Well, yeah, I
read
know
the
about
entire
2 Jeremiah.
chapter.
I know 2 Jeremiah specifically.
Yeah.
Who was that? So let's get off
Yeah,
that part.
specifically
Let's
he
get off
was a
that part.
prophet.
I know that. Thank you. I know
Yeah.
that. But
Now
what I'm
can you
asking you is,
address
do you
what I
think
asked
God
about
knows who
Snap
he's
yet?
Do you know what? Do you think that
You've already
God
exceeded
knows
your
who he
2
creates?
questions,
I
sir.
think you're getting
You've
off the
already
subject
exceeded
because
your
you don't
2
want to
to
talk
3
about it.
questions. You've exceeded your 2 to 3 questions already. I gave you a little bit of leverage or at least leeway, I should say, because you said it's only going to be 2 to 3 questions. I promise, then I'll answer yours. So now I want you to answer me why you would still support a Republican Party that voted to remove people that were in need off of SNAP and
Because I
reduce their
like some of his
access to food.
policies.
Yeah, so
I'm
you're
also
okay.
like
You
some
believe
of his
it's still
policies.
within you still
Would you have
believe
voted
it's
for Kamala
within,
Harris?
I'm still talking, sir. You believe that it's still
Well, I
within
am
your
too.
own Christian values to vote to remove people from access to food.
Would you have voted for Kamala Harris?
I like how you're trying to divert the question. I will no longer answer a singular question coming out of your mouth until you directly answer this one here. Why do you still support a Republican Party and will continue to vote for the Conservative Party, as you said so yourself, when they are continuing to remove people's access to food?
You're a policy voter.
I'm so glad you're trying to divert the conversation. Every time that you are going away from answering my question directly, I will continue to mute you. And I will repeat my question every single time, and you will not come off mute until I am done with my question for you to answer said question. So here we go. Why do you continue to support a Republican Party, the conservative candidates, who vote to remove individuals' access to food and their ability to purchase said food with your Christian values?
Are you going to actually let me answer the question? I'm being serious because I'm about to answer the question. It's not going to be a direct question. I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm going to give you the answer.
Yeah, I didn't ask a binary question, sir. I asked an
I'm just telling.
open-ended
Okay, all right,
question.
all right, all right. And I guess I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot for not recognizing that. You know, I'm sorry. But um, you know, I also look at the policies, not just the person, because obviously nobody's
I'm not
perfect. And the
asking
reason
about
I
that. I'm
voted, but
asking
listen,
why you are
I'm
voting
not.
for
I'm answering your
policies.
question.
You are
Oh my
voting for
gosh, I'm
people.
answering your question.
No, you're not. You're trying to divert away from it so you don't have to take your responsibility for the fact that you voted for individuals that voted to remove access to individuals, including children who do not have the capacity to work, from receiving access to food. You are trying to skirt away from that, and that's why you're trying to talk about other policies. Either way, I just want you to be very aware for this. I guarantee that it was your Republican candidate that voted in favor of this. No matter what state you're in, if it's a Republican, they voted for this.
Okay, okay. So, do you want me to say SNAP benefits in every sentence? Because I'm answering your question, and no, I'm not going to instantly. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you my answer. I am trying to tell you my answer. But if I don't say SNAP benefits or instantly, probably, you know, repeat everything you just said to me in the sentence, I'm not going to be able to get out my sentence. I'm trying to tell you. You're a policy
61%
voter,
of
and
United
we're talking
States
about the
citizens
policy.
live paycheck to
Okay, but you're not
paycheck.
answering. Are you going to let me talk? I know about the SNAP benefits. I know
I
for
think it's
sure for
72.
now because I've heard about it 100 times. I'm trying to tell you that I voted for Trump
I don't care
because
about why you voted.
not
I
not
asked,
just because of the
do you see how
you do.
I didn't ask why you voted. I said, why
That's
are you
awesome.
continuing to vote? So, like, in the future, because you said that you only vote for conservatives. You said that yourself. You made it very clear that you are not a policy voter. I'm a Christian. I vote down party lines, conservative voter. You made that clear. You more than likely don't look at their party or their party platform, or their policies that they put out on their websites. You look that right next to their name it says R, so that you know to vote for the R candidate. So you've already proven from your very first statement when you called that you support him simply because he is the conservative candidate, and you vote for conservatives because of your Christian values. And I'm telling you that right now you're conservative, and I've explained this to you. Your conservative values are a direct conflict of your Christian values, because God says provide the needy food. That's why I read you Matthew 25 verses 34 through 41. So you would understand and get maybe a little bit of a reminder that that's what your Christian values are about, is providing someone that is in need food. I hate to break it to you, Jesus was a goddamn socialist.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, here's my question to you. If you
I'm not
can go off
answering
on
any
all these
questions. You
rabbits,
still
no,
haven't
listen.
explained it.
Why not? Because I'm
Oh,
trying to answer.
goodness. No, you actually aren't trying to answer any questions. You're just trying to get away from it is the problem, right? Like, you want me to explain to you why? Like, Jesus is a socialist? Jesus says to one's need to eat, like, to what they get, right? You fulfilled their specific need as they require it. That was Jesus's. His values, right? If you don't have the means in order to provide it yourself, and as long as you are not lazy, so don't try to tell me that the 65-year-old people who earn the right to retire, right? Earn the right to retire at the age of 65 and start receiving the federally mandated benefits that are doled out by our government don't deserve these because they worked, right? Or the people that are disabled who have never had the ability to work like that in their life, right? Like, fucking Jesus would say, here's food in order for you to eat and not lose an excessive amount of weight or be close to death. You can't buy anything. You can't buy food on $24 a month, right? Like, I know I played that video. I'll remind you, she was able to buy food on $180 a month under the previous administration. Now she can only set aside $65 a month because propane utilities costs are too high, right? So she can only set aside so much, $65 a month now. And she only received $12 from under the Trump administration. That puts her at $77 a month for food. No one can survive off of $77 a month for food unless you are only eating ramen for the rest of your fucking time, which, by the way,
Awesome.
ramen is not good for you.
Okay, yes. Okay. So now
You support
that
that,
you've
sir.
informed me.
You support that
Okay.
Republican Party that does
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I don't know if you
okay.
realize this at this point, the
Okay, well, then we'll just,
Republican
well,
motto,
let's just accept
Republican
that I
motto
support
at
that
this
then.
point,
Can we just accept that I support that now?
yeah, the Republican
Can we just
motto
accept that I
is that
support
the thought that there is just one person committing fraud out of 100 is enough of a reason to strip the other 99 individuals from receiving
But it's
any
not
substance,
1 out of
because only,
100. The
sir,
problem
I don't
is
know
it's
if you
not 1 out
realize
of
this.
100.
I don't know if you realize this. SNAP fraud is less than 2%. Less than 2%. That's less than 1 out of every 100. Okay? I like, it's less than 2%, sir. Less. There was 42 million Americans, United States citizens, that received SNAP benefits prior to the implementation of the one ugly bill, HR 1, on congress.gov. Okay? Less than 1%. Less than 1. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Less than 2% commit fraud out of that 42 million, which means that that's far larger number than 1 out of every 100. Okay? Less than 2% of all SNAP is fraudulent. Okay? So I want to help you out that one. And that's a far
muted?
greater number than 1 out of every 100. I just was giving
Am I
an
still muted?
example that that's what the Republican Party supports. Whereas the Democratic Party, which again, I'm not a Democrat, but I'm just giving you a compare and contrast because they've never done
Yeah.
anything to strip away SNAP benefits from individuals like
Well,
this.
well, of
Where
course not.
they
And I'll tell
believe,
you why.
where
They
they
can't do that. They
believe
can't do that.
that there
They
might be,
believe
while
that the
there
more
might
they
be
give SNAP
one
benefits
person
out,
that
they're
might be
attracting the
committing
wrong type of
fraud,
people.
that isn't enough of a justification to remove it from the 99 individuals that aren't committing fraud. It's very similar to how we've now implemented these work requirements for Medicaid. And by the way, this has already been implemented in a state like Arkansas. And with that parts, where in the state of Arkansas, what they found in the state of Arkansas when they implemented that program is that 92% of the individuals that were kicked off of the Medicaid program in Arkansas already met those work requirements. By the way, Alicia, that's my backup that you're adding. So they can't see that. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 13 months back in office that has earned your continued support?
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to support anyone over everything they do,
Okay,
right?
that's not what I
think if you
asked.
agree with, okay, I'm just saying off the bat before you start assuming a bunch of things about me.
Okay.
So, the biggest thing for me is the closing of the border.
And how did he achieve that? How did he close the border, sir?
He decreased the illegal border crossings by something like 99%.
Where can I find a statistic that is not a press release that shows that border crossings indeed were reduced on
Okay.
a ICE, DHS, or CBP.gov website?
Are you willing to give me a second to pull that up for you?
Yep. Crossings.
Okay.
While he's looking that up, guys, if you're new here and you haven't hit that follow button or that subscribe button, go ahead and hit those buttons for me now. And after you've hit that button, hit that bell icon so you get notified when I go live or post a video. I'm sorry to read that, Meg.
Okay, so this is cbp.gov.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
And this is the nationwide encounters by month.
Ah, encounters. Are encounters crossings?
Okay. Yeah, you can play semantics with that, but everyone, are you trying to say that we didn't go from millions of illegal immigrants a year under the Biden administration to now essentially
Millions of
zero under the
illegal
Trump
immigrants
administration?
what? Existing? People exist. I mean, there's no denying that people exist.
Newly entered into the country.
Sir, do you know what an encounter is?
No, I'm asking you. Are you saying that the number of illegal immigrants
What
newly entering
number?
the country
How many?
didn't? Are you saying that number didn't go down
How
from
many?
the Biden administration to the Trump
How many
administration?
what? How many people entered the country under the Biden administration?
It depends on who you ask, and that's an
Sure.
impossible
Well, I'm
number to know
asking
exactly.
you. So I'm asking you, how many entered in under the Biden administration?
I'm asking you, did that number go down?
Sir, you weren't clear on what it specifically you were asking.
So how many immigrants came into the country during the Biden administration? Roughly. There's an estimate out there. It's anywhere from one number to the other. Have you heard that statistic?
Let's see, it's about between 1.6 million and 2.4 million.
During the total 4 years?
Yes.
I don't believe that's correct.
Sir, that's the estimation of illegal border crossings or border crossings through non-ports of entry.
So does that include all illegal entries? Because not all
It's an
illegal immigrants come in via
estimate.
border crossings.
Sir, do you realize that if you enter in at any, like, we have water borders, right? So when I say non-ports of entry, do you know what a port of entry is, I guess?
I understand what a port of entry is. I'm aware that a large number of illegal immigrants come from visa overstays, so they wouldn't.
No, that's actually a civil infraction. That's not even considered illegal. It's not even a deportable offense to overstay your visa.
Okay, you're playing semantics with that number, but
no, I'm not, sir.
Can I finish my sentence, please? Thank you.
I mean, I would still like you. Like, you've asked me a bunch of questions, which I've answered, and you have failed to give me your answer to how many illegal immigrants do you believe came in under the Biden administration?
I can pull that up for you.
Oh, wait, so you didn't have an answer already in your mind?
I've heard estimates of 10 million. I assume you're going to have an issue with that number. So I'm going to pull it up and from a source that we can both agree on. Are you still there?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you're looking that up. Sorry, I missed something. Jay, I'm so sorry I missed that. Thank you for the 15 on the green. If you need me to refund that because I see what you asked, let me know. So while he's looking that up, I will just remind you guys again that if you are new here, hit that follow button or hit that subscribe button if you are new. If you're watching over on TikTok, guys, we should have already been at 100,000 likes 17 minutes ago. So let's go ahead and kick up the likes into full gear if we can, please. I need the likes to be at, well, they should have already been at 100,000. So let's just tap the screen. And what were you saying, Dean? I can't, or no, that was you, Moose. I can't have that because that would demonetize me on the tubes.
And you said you'll only accept a number from the CBP or ICE page?
That's not a news, media, or press release.
Okay, I'm working on it.
You could utilize Pew Research Center if you'd like. They're the ones that provided me with that estimation. Or that's where I pulled my statistic from for the estimated number of people that came through non-ports of entry undetected.
Okay. Let's see. I got something here from Pew Research saying that the total number in 2023 got up to 14 million.
14 million. What's the title of that, by the way?
U.S. unauthorized immigrant population reached a record 14 million in 2023. So that's not saying that 14 million came in during 2023, obviously.
It's not, yeah.
They're saying after 2 consecutive years of record growth, the increase of 3.3 million in 2 years is the biggest on record. So that would be, I assume, 2022 and 2023, or 2021 and 2022.
Yeah.
3.5 in those 2 years.
Yeah, I don't dispute that because I know I've looked at the Department of Homeland Security report that was published April 2024. That went all the way through January 2022, where they were looking at the census data. Because people forget that the Department of Homeland Security routinely releases these reports every 2 to 4 years.
Okay, so let's just say in 2021 and 2022, 3.5 million came in this country. I think that's too
And
much.
2023, like that's including 2023, sir.
Okay, I didn't finish reading it, so I wasn't sure exactly what years it was talking about. I wasn't sure if it was saying before 2023 or including 2023.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is that number has gone down dramatically under the Trump administration, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. I can acknowledge that encounters are down, but we have no idea if that actually means that our unauthorized immigrant population has actually gone down or that our illegal border crossings have actually gone down. In fact, to me, that just says that more people are not attempting to cross through legal ports of entry.
Right. So when they make these estimates for the number of illegal people in the country,
They're pulling from census. They're pulling from census data and the Department of Homeland Security own report that they publish every 2 to 4 years about the unauthorized immigrant population within the United States of America, because they are included on state census data, our 10-year census that we do. But you can at least acknowledge that you were grossly overestimating the amount of people that came in under the Biden administration.
3.5 in 2 years, that's
3 years, sir. Like that's 2021, the beginning of 2021 to the end of 2023. That is 3 years.
Hold on. It says the increase of 3.5 million in 2 years is the biggest on record.
It'd still be 3 years. January 1st, 2021 through December December 31st, 2023.
It doesn't say January 21st, 2021. It could be June 2021 to June 2023.
Sure, wish they said that then. But either way, is that anywhere close to 10 million?
If that trend continues for 2 years, that's 7 million. That's pretty close to 10 million, yeah.
No, that's not at all, bro.
It's the same magnitude. No, Okay, so are you saying
Please.
that? Are you saying 7 million is not a lot? Hello?
7 million didn't happen.
Okay, well, if the trend of 3.5 continued, it would have. I don't have time to sit here and find it
3.5
exactly
times
for
2
you,
in
but
6 years equals 10 million. That's funny.
okay, it's
Sorry, I
not
was just
3
reading
years
what
though.
somebody else said.
Like you.
That's funny.
Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't realize. Okay, even if it's 3.5, is that not a lot?
It's a significant number. Is it a lot? No. Our population within the United States is already 336 million people. It's a drop in the bucket.
I
That's
mean,
not even
I would say
1%. So, no.
if we had hold on. If you had a town of 1,000 people and 1% were new people every year, at some point,
Yeah, that would be population growth, which towns need.
well, if there's population growth in the town already. I'm just saying it's not an insignificant number. You can't just say that 3.5 million people.
I didn't say it was insignificant. I said yes. I just said it's not that, it's less than 1% of our entire just actual population. Like, and I do mean like citizenship population, because really our population size is about 346 million, but I went ahead and deducted that number out, which is why I said 330 million. Even just went down a little bit. It's not,
Okay,
it's
cool.
less than 1%.
So your position is that if we had 3.5 million people coming in illegally every 2 years, that wouldn't be a big deal?
No. We need the birth rate to even hit that number to outpace the people that die in this country or retire.
Okay, I mean, I'm with you on that, but let's keep talking about illegal immigration. So I think
Again, I
that
mean, you still
was
haven't
a lot
effectuated how
coming
Donald
in.
Trump closed the border.
Okay, so you're saying that, are you saying that many illegal immigrants are still coming in? We're just not aware of them, and so they're not being counted in the numbers?
Sure.
They're
Yeah,
not
I mean,
being encountered, but they're still
we're
coming in?
not
Is that what you're
looking at
trying to
any
say?
census data right now in order to show that it has an increase in any way, shape, or form, right? Like, because we're not wanting to look at census data, and fewer immigrants. See, actually, here, I'll help you out with something. So that self-deportation number that Kristi Noem loves bragging about, they're not actually pulling that from their CBP One app where they're saying people should report their self-deportations. If you actually look at where they're saying they're pulling the data from, it's from the fact that there are fewer on the census. And because of the deportation efforts that are occurring, it would make a lot of sense for why fewer immigrants might be filling out the census paperwork. So there is no actual proof of this self-deportation number that Kristi Noem is claiming. Also, they're not just deporting illegal immigrants. They're actually going through the efforts of removing people's legal documented status of individuals that have been here for years and decades. Like, so longer than even Donald Trump's first term in presidency or the previous term in presidency. According to the Cato Institute, the United States of American government under the Trump administration has stripped 2.5 million documented legal legal immigrants of the United States of legal status in order to pad their numbers and deport them and then call them illegal.
Okay.
And the reason why I actually wanted to poke on you about the closed border thing, sir, is because it's so dumb. The border has never been open, nor has it ever been closed. It's such a dumb statement.
Hold on. You just said like 5 things, and I appreciate the points that you made, but
I mean, the last one doesn't even need to be addressed. That's just it. I'm just expressing my frustration at hearing idiotic comments like the border is closed under Trump. It's physically impossible to close a 1,943-mile border when private property exists over it.
Okay, but so you said a bunch of things. If I could say a couple of things without being interrupted, that would be great.
There's never a guarantee on that. I do apologize.
Okay, so that's fine. So one, Obviously, yes, you're completely right. We can't close 100% of the border and make it so absolutely 0% or zero people come over. But the enforcement can get better, right? And the number of crossings can go down.
We
Second,
don't
you
keep
said,
track of crossings, so that's impossible.
okay. You said, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You said something along the lines of, it's not like during the Biden administration, the border was just open, something like that.
Correct, because it wasn't, sir.
Okay, so do you remember the incident where the state of Texas was trying to enforce their own border security? And,
Yes, by
and
putting razor wire and Constantine wire, which, by the
yes,
way, is
I
a
figured
form
you
of
were going to say
razor
something
wire
about that.
on
I figured you were going
the.
to say something about
Yeah.
human rights violations or something.
Oh, I wasn't bringing up. I was just saying that that was deemed to be unlawful by the United States Supreme Court. And they were given permission, the Border Patrol agents were given permission to cut down the wire. Because this has been longstanding precedent, at least since 2012, where it was clearly effectuated in Arizona v. United States 2012 Supreme Court ruling that it's the federal government's job to handle enforcement of immigration laws because they are federal
Right, and
laws. And by the way,
yes,
like Greg
you're
Abbott is the one that
100%.
said that he
Hold on.
wasn't funding a border wall anymore.
Yes, you're 100% right about that. But the point was, why did Texas do that? The reason that Texas felt the need to
Cruelty.
do that was that I don't think it was cruelty. They
Why our taxpayers had to pay to sew people up after they got cut up on it.
Hold on. I'm in the middle of a sentence. So they felt that the federal government was not enforcing the border properly, and so they, as a statement, just like when they flew those people to Martha's Vineyard, it was a statement. It was to draw attention to the issue, right?
Nope.
No?
Do you know
That's
why
not right?
people didn't think that the border was being handled properly? Because Donald Trump wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. When he was campaigning in 2020, he made sure to say multiple times that if you guys elect Joe Biden as president, he's going to open up the floodgates. Fucking Kamala Harris became a goddamn meme in February 2021 because she told people not to come to our country. She said, for those of you that are considering making the trek through the Dorian, I can't remember what that second word, but the Dorian, do not come.
Dorian Gap, I think.
Yeah, thank you. The Dorian Gap. Do not come. Like that, she became a whole ass fucking meme. But see, because our news media is broadcasted internationally, and because of the wonders of the internet, people can pull it easily from anywhere on the internet, where you had Fox News perpetuating the fact that by saying that the border is wide open and people were surging. Mind you, our encounter numbers were already on an incline since April of 2020 under Trump's first administration. That chart that he went on campaigning about, where apparently according to his chart, he left office April of 2020, because that's where he put the arrow saying Trump left office, where it showed the increase of that, because Title 42 only supplemented or decreased immigration coming to surging, we'll use surging, and I'm using that in air quotes, surging towards the southern border for 2 months. After that, it started increasing. The number started increasing May of 2020. And it had been on an increase since, due to the fact of C-19 destabilizing the entire world, including the United States of America. And that's why we started seeing a surge in encounters, which, by the way, an encounter means that they were not allowed into this country.
Okay. So if we could get back to, I just want to really dial in on this point. So every time I've asked you about, are you saying that illegal immigration did not increase or has not decreased under Trump, you say that
we have no way to know.
Am I getting it? Hold on. Okay, so that's what my question is. So are you saying until we get official numbers from?
Sir, no, we can't. We don't even have official numbers. Here's the thing: because we have never, let me ask you this. How
Yeah.
do you count people?
It's always an estimate.
No, hold on.
It's
No, hold
always an
on.
estimate.
No. Let me finish this question. How do you count people that you are unaware of?
It's an estimate. So they're basing it on.
So you don't count them because there's no way to actually count them. It's an unquantifiable
Right.
number.
Of course, if they're getting in illegally, it's because they weren't caught at the border. So they estimate, excuse me, how many people are coming through on a month-to-month basis. It's never been like someone's at the border counting that. I understand that. Everyone understands that. It's always been estimates.
Yeah, so you're not
But
counting.
right. So are you just saying unless we can know the exact number, then we can't have a conversation about it? I don't understand what you're trying to
No,
say.
I'm just saying like you can't quantify it, right? So like the Trump administration saying things like we've lowered, like we've had a 99% reduction in illegal border crossings, and you quoting that is because you did. And they didn't say 99%. You said 99%. They said 93.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember exactly what they said.
That's fine. I'm just clarifying, right? It's
Yeah.
laughable because they're not utilizing estimation, sir. They're making a positive claim with providing zero statistical data or the formulation for how they're coming up with that, right? They have
Okay,
no
so
idea.
let's say,
And that's the problem. They're not estimating anything. They're just saying it to make people feel better and make them think that something's going right.
So let's say in the next census or the next time Pew Research puts out some data, if it does show that the immigration crossings or illegal immigration went down, would that do anything for you?
Sure. Fewer people are going to fill out the census. We already know this, that it's already been researched by, I believe, Pew Research Center has already researched this, and Cato's also published something on this, that fewer immigrants are filling out census data paperwork that is coming to their houses in their states.
Census data isn't the only way they get these numbers. There's independent organizations who also make their own estimates, right? So it's not just the census. Also, I don't think it's not like during the Biden administration that a ton of illegal immigrants were filling out census data either.
Did you just not understand what I said?
If you'd like to say it again, maybe you can show me how I misunderstood. My point is, it's not just the census, right? There's third-party organizations that
Like
also
what organization? Because even the Pew Research Center is pulling from the Department of Homeland Security report, which is referencing, by the way, referencing census data. And then the Pew Research Center is pulling that together with state census data. So what other organizations? I was just showing I was still on Pew Research and that their methodology was utilizing the census data. No, he's still here. He's just searching. I'm waiting to see if he's going to quote fair or CIS. That's actually kind of a funny one. Hey, random question for you.
Yeah,
How many pennies are in my hand right now?
I have no idea.
Okay. That's how it feels to count the illegal immigrant population. Cheeky, we might need Eli to make me some kind of hold music, is what people are saying.
Okay, so I mean, I understand. I don't know about usafacts.org personally. I don't know anything about that website, so I don't know if you would accept anything from it, but I think they make a good point. They're saying that a lot of times,
What's the title?
usafacts.org.
That's the website. What's the title? Sorry. I promise I'm not trying to be rude. Just
Yeah, no, you're good. I don't know. It doesn't really have a title. What can the data tell us about unauthorized immigration? So they're saying that a lot of illegal crossings are done because of
You're awesome.
cameras, and they consider them gotaways. And so even if they don't catch them, they know that a certain number are still getting across, and that there's also where did it go? I'm just saying, I don't think the census is the only way that people
sorry,
are getting these
gotaways
numbers.
isn't even
There's
listed in this article. I just typed in away and just to try to find it. So gotaways
Okay,
isn't even in this.
I did an AI summary of multiple pages. That was just one page. Let me see if I can find the page with gotaways. How many illegal crossings are attempted at the U.S.-Mexico border each month? Let me see if that's the one.
Gotaways are attempted? What?
No, that's not right either. Okay, so this is migrationpolicy.org. It's a PDF, border metrics, how to effectively measure border security and immigration control by the
How
Migration
to
Policy Institute.
effectively
Measure border security and immigration control.
Oh.
This is the Migration Policy Institute.
Yeah, and which part of the table of contents am I supposed to be looking at?
Let's see. So if you go to page 14 on observational analysis, it talks about how they use surveillance footage and motion sensors to have an estimate of gotaways. They've been doing that since the 2000s.
Yeah, these metrics include turnbacks or individuals who attempt to enter without inspection but are deterred from doing so.
Keep reading.
To estimate
Keep reading.
turnbacks and gotaways, see, turnbacks are separate. So gotaways are individuals who are detected but evade arrest and cross successfully. Okay. So yes, so gotaways agents in each sector use a combination of surveillance footage taken by aircraft or fixed cameras, information from ground or motion centers or ground observations, and techniques to observe the terrain and track movement of people, known as sign cutting.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so
it's not
what's the
just
total
census
of
data.
gotaways then? Because see the least the people that are called turnbacks, even in this, they're actually included in apprehensions if they are found within 100 miles of the border.
Right, but my whole point is you were saying that the only way we can get these numbers is through the census, and my point is I don't think that's the only way we get these numbers. These organizations, like this is from
Saying
the
they
Migration Policy
rely on
Institute,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
But they
that's
rely
fine.
mostly on the
I mean,
census. And this is still an
that's a fair clarification.
estimate, so it's still not
Hold
counting.
on. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of saying what I was going to say. So, yeah, maybe we need to wait for the next census to really get hardcore data. But in the meantime, because the census is not every year, they're going to use other methods to make those estimates. And so they use essentially a bunch of methods all together, and they make an estimate. And it's their best estimate. It's not like it's a fact of, exactly 20,232 people. It's an estimate. But let's see. Where was it? Yeah, the point is, like, just because you can't sit there and say, well, show me in the census exactly how many people have come over when we aren't having another census until 2030. And in the meantime, you got to use the numbers that are given to us. Otherwise, like, what's the point of even having the debate?
Yeah.
So would you say that the numbers that the Biden administration was putting out of their estimated illegal immigration numbers, would you say those were accurate?
No, because it's an unquantifiable number. And it's still not 10
Okay.
million. Even
Would
like,
you say that
even when we're talking about like, even with usafacts.org, when they were talking about that there were 11 million encounters, considering that, and I just want to help people out with this because a lot of people don't know this. I've actually gone through cbp.gov's website and I've actually added up the total of encounters that are on their website starting from the fiscal year of 2021, which starts October 1st, 2020, ends September 30th, 2021, and then so on and so forth. There was 8.4 million encounters. Since even that USA.gov's article, I know you didn't really open it because you were utilizing AI, and that's totally fine. They're quoting 11 million. So what they're actually doing is they're including gotaways within that number, which is why it's an inaccurate figure to start with, and it's even the same number that the House Budget Committee likes to cite in their rants, and then FAIR utilizes the same thing, CIS utilizes the same thing, and things like that. Sorry, my camera just went on tracking for some reason. You're good. Let's see, I was trying to get down to the bottom of this number.
Is your issue out of that total encounter number, you're saying we don't know exactly how many are gotaways? Is that what you're saying?
No, we do. I just explained it. I'm not sure how to explain it separately. Sorry. I'm just saying that, like, the idea of saying that the border is closed is laughable. Donald Trump didn't do anything to close the border. It's still open because it's always open. You can't close 1,900 miles without putting a full wall over it, which even Governor fucking Abbott says that a wall is ineffective. The best we have on it is, like we said, about 3.3 million. right?
Okay, so
And that even matches the
hold on.
number of what they estimate for what were gotaways.
I mean, I do take issue with. I mean, you can say that. You can say, "Oh, I think it's impossible to close the border, and it's just ridiculous." But
It is
I
impossible to close the
take
border.
no. Hold on.
We would have to have 0 people being encountered. We'd have to have 0 people crossing. Unless we have
Can
like
you
the
let me
Great Wall
hold
of
on? Let me.
China on our southwest border, then we will always have somebody coming through. And we would have to
Sure,
be
but you
like
can
the Great Wall of
decrease the.
China.
But you can decrease the number. You know, if you have 100 people coming over, and
Yeah,
you're
so
just
but you
letting
can't
them
close
through,
it.
but
Got
then you
it.
decrease.
You can only decrease. You
Okay,
can't
so
close it.
but one is a lot better than 100, and so I would prefer to decrease
I
it.
know. Yeah. I know you don't like people. I get it.
Hold on. So
Thank
before
you,
we get
Jay,
into the
for the
personal
additional
attacks,
5 saying Jesus fucking Christ making up numbers for of invisible people. Yeah, they are invisible. I agree.
okay, so before we get into the personal attacks of I'm a bad person because I don't like immigrants, which is not true.
I didn't say that.
Um,
When did I say that you were a bad person?
Okay, that was the insinuation. So you do admit that we can decrease the number of border crossings.
Yeah, I never did
No,
not
we
I
just spent a
never not
whole.
acknowledge the fact that encounters are down.
Okay, so
I was
your
very
issue is with
clear that
the
I
phrase.
agree that encounters are down.
Is your issue?
Encounters were already on a decline before Biden left office. It had been on a steady decline before he left office, just like deportations were on the rise before he left office and before the election ever occurred. It was following a very similar trend, very similar to how Donald Trump claims that he's basically solved crime in the United States of America, the crime that was already on a downward decline across the United States after C-19. Right?
Okay, where's this downward decline? I would just like to see it.
FBIstatistics.gov.
What
I like
specific
this.
page?
We can, yeah, sir. You can find again. Crime has been on a decline. I was just giving you an example of
No.
how trends work, right? I
I'm
wasn't
not talking
trying to
about crime.
pivot to that. I was just explaining
I'm not talking about
that
crime either. I'm talking about the border
encounters
numbers.
were
You said
already
the
on a
border numbers.
decline. You can find that
Yes.
on
Where are you getting that?
cbp.gov, Southwest Border Encounters. That's literally there. They were already on a decline under the Biden administration, just like deportations were already on the incline. You can find that on ice.gov/statistics, that they were in. Again, deportations were already on the incline. I don't know what else to tell you there. He didn't do anything. He just, like, to be clear, like, here's what I really love, right? And this is me gonna ramble for a second. So he likes to brag how he got Canada to put more people at their northern border, when in fact it was something that they had literally budgeted for in their passing of their annual budget in 2024. They just hadn't fully implemented it yet because was before the start date. So they just moved up their start date by 6 weeks to appease Donald Trump. And Donald Trump was like, look, I got them to put people there that they've never put up there before. Look at my win, because nobody ever researches anything. And then if you look at Mexico, they've always had 10,000 of their military forces on their side of the border, or their border patrol on their side of the border. And they just added 5,000 more. And Donald Trump's like, I got 15,000. We've never had anyone on the Mexico side of the border. Like, never before. Donald Trump just makes shit up to make people feel good. And Kristi Noem made the organization look bad. Tom Tillis said it himself. No, I'm done. Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and utilize Jay Hood on that one. I just can't. Thank you, Jay. That was a 40-minute phone call, and he wasn't listening. He was not listening at all. Oh my goodness. All right. Guys, over on TikTok, the likes have still barely moved. We should already be at 200,000 likes. Also, if you guys are new here, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button. I haven't seen any new members come across. Well, no, I think I saw one. So I think I did see one. I didn't see any gifted. I'm sorry I missed your membership. I do remember that actually popping up on the screen. Thank you to whoever became a member. I do appreciate that one. I got to get through some of these real quick. Trump or communist termites? Tough choice, not gonna lie. I'm torn. Vote for the termites. Termites just eat wood. They would leave you alone. I'm watching 2 YouTube channels war. Oh, it's okay, Scott. Thank you for the husky. That's pretty cool. Military GPS is accurate to 10 meters, so saying oopsie is a lame excuse. This is verifiable. That's true.
Awesome.
Sean, I was making that argument, right? That it was, at that point, it was semi-intended, or they were utilizing outdated information from when that school was built. Cultural Marxist bit cut RE deep. I don't even know what that was about, actually. I'm sorry about that. Thanks, hate speaker. When you get off stream, you trying to play some Marvel Rivals? It's Liddy. No, I don't actually play video games. I don't have a lot of time for that. Trump's pick for new leader of Iran should be Stephen Miller covering his bald head, wearing a kola nama. I can't say that, and I don't want to butcher that. That'd be pretty funny, Scott. I agree with that one. Ari seems invested in the outcome of what may or may not occur concerning Fulton, Georgia. Weird considering Ari is an independent. What about Fulton? Are you talking about like the votes, the ballot stuff? You look like a fine Zendaya with your glasses. Stay litty. Thank you. No way. I appreciate that. You a baddie when you get a little angry. I'ma take you to Waffle House. Waffle House gets crazy sometimes. They get a little bit too. Have you guys seen the video of like a Waffle House employee just literally punching a chair that was thrown away from her face? Like thrown at her face. She punched it away from her face. Waffle House is scary, man. Those people don't play. They're like, I'm gonna defend myself. I got the hands. You throw a chair at me, I'm just gonna punch it right back down to the ground. Insanity. 99 of commie termite argumentation is just optic spin to beat them linguistically. You're going to work harder than a cat trying to bury a turd on a marble floor. Listen, Bailey goes ham at digging. Okay, he will dig at everything. Magas, if you have a problem with Ari, leave. I don't need them to leave, Scott. I do need them to stay because I do need people to talk to some days. Sharon probably should have had some children. Stinks relying on the government. Ari, who's going to take care of you when you're 65? That's a shitty thing to say. I think it's also dumb that we have to somehow take care of our parents because people move. And trust me from experience, elderly parents do not like being moved out of the facilities that they're used to or the area that they're used to. It is a bad change of pace, especially if they're in a mental decline. Noem is fired. Ding dong, the witch is gone. Love. Yeah, I said that a couple times today. The witch is dead. Not really, though. She's alive. This caller is so entertaining. He really doesn't understand what's happening. This brings me such joy. Okay, hate speaker. Thank you, Caleb. Ari's asking you if you directly counted the crossings. Note how news media reports is no longer evidence. Remember, though, independent. Yeah, no, I said press releases, hate speaker. Press releases aren't acceptable, especially when you go to the DHS.gov's press releases and they cite back to no statistical data. Yeah. Press releases are just whatever you want to say. Have you looked at the whitehouse.gov website lately, guys? It's become a whole campaign. Why is there, when you go to whitehouse.gov, why is there an option to donate to Donald Trump? He's not campaigning for anything anymore. Can somebody explain that to me yet? I've been asking this for weeks. Why is it when you go to the whitehouse.gov website, there is an immediate pop-up asking you to donate to Donald Trump? He's not even campaigning for anything anymore. Why would we donate to somebody that's not campaigning? I know his personal website does. I'm asking about why the White House official websites. Why does the White House official websites asking for donations? It's insane. Cody, thank you for all the jewels. Barry, thank you for the jewels. Cody again. Did Ari just send? Okay. Hate speaker, I know you're just trolling. I appreciate the troll while you're paying me money. You know that there's not been 60 million abortions. You know that. You know that. That would be dumb. Just checked all the border cameras all open. I like that one. Thank you, Coco. That's a good one. Guys, we just looked at the cameras at the southwest border and it's wide open, guys. It is wide open. Barry, thank you for the jewels. We'll take one more caller. Just give me a second, guys. Why is MAGA so unwilling to accept facts and statistics? Chad is calling facts misinformation without being able to back their claim. They rely on insults to make themselves feel better about themselves. They do. They usually do. Barry, thank you for the jewels. Slovaki, thank you for the Spooner. I'm just gonna call you Spooner. Thank you for the jewels. Barry, thank you for the jewels. What is whitehouse.gov? Dolores, it's always, the whitehouse.gov has always been like press releases, right? But it's never been a campaign website. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh, hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I wouldn't call it support, but I definitely prefer it over the alternative.
What's your date of birth, go?
June 19th, 2005. I know.
Well, you said you don't really support him, so. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, hi, I'm here. How are you?
Doing well. How old are you?
I'm 22.
22. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Actually, I no longer am, but I would like to kind of
Okay.
touch up on something you talked to that one gentleman
Would you
about
like
who
to explain why you no longer support Donald Trump? I'd actually be interested to hear that.
So I don't support him just kind of because of the shit that he just kind of gets himself into. I'm
A
sorry if I
lot.
cussed and I wasn't allowed to say that, but yeah, he's definitely gotten himself into a lot of shit. I will be honest with you. I did vote for him at a time. I think I kind of fell for the hype. I kind of fell for the false promises. I kind of fell for all these things. But now we're having, a new war every month, and we're getting ourselves into so much shit. So I mean, I don't really like any of that. So, but I just wanted to ask, like, I do believe in, as strong of a border as we can get, but not in the sense that, like, we just kick everyone out and we just attack, legal, documented immigrants, right? I don't believe in any of that, but I just wanted to know your stance on, letting people into the country. Like, what do you think about that? Like,
Sorry, I am listening, I promise, but I'm also like deeply disturbed by what I just saw, like pulling up the whitehouse.gov website. So
no, you're
I'll
good.
show
I'm
it to
so
everybody in a
straight.
moment. I just was like, I did it just to see while I was listening, and I'm like, I didn't want to, it's not like anything bad. It just was, it's weird. I'll show it in a minute. Anyway, so no, I agree that like, so our laws, in my opinion, need to be updated.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
In order to like actually update our vetting process, I think our vetting process needs to be changed.
Yeah.
And it needs to be probably a little bit more stringent. I
Yep.
think that we need to make our process overall faster and how quickly. Why did sound
Right.
just turn on? I don't like that. Sorry, mute site. I don't know if that just came
Yeah.
with sound randomly or not.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't know if that was you or if that was the whitehouse.gov website doing something weird.
Maybe a bit of both.
Okay. So our process for someone to become documented needs to be streamlined, right? It shouldn't be taking somebody 10 years to become a citizen, right? That should be cut down. How quickly somebody gets approved should also be cut down.
Awesome.
Right.
And like we're never going to cut down on people crossing the border through non-ports of entry. That's
Right.
always going to exist. I think that we should look at actually going after the employers that hire people that are undocumented and are not supposed to be here. Because if they weren't hiring them, then people would have no reason to come.
I absolutely agree.
Right,
And
but we're
you
not doing
know,
that.
I
We're
don't
not
mean to
cracking
sound
down on employers. In fact, Donald Trump's being probably the most lenient when it comes to employers right now, being like, "Oh, we'll let the farmers keep them. We'll even try to do like this whole weird little process." He said that in what, September last year? It was a little bit
right.
weird. Um,
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
yeah,
But
but here's
I
probably going to be something that I know you don't agree with, right?
that's okay.
And I'll be honest with this.
That's
I believe that what we should do for the immigrants that have been here for 5 or more years, right, is going to be implementing or offering mass amnesty. But it would have to be on an individual case by case basis. They would have to apply for it. They would have to pass a background check, just like they would do if they came across the border. They would have to like show that they've never been arrested for a crime or accused of a crime, or if they were accused
Awesome.
of a crime, they were let up for, like, they were found innocent or not guilty, right?
I
Then they
actually
could
I
stay.
don't I don't really disagree with you at all. I think that's actually totally fair. I think, some thorough background checks need to happen, and we need to do kind of some research on the person that we're letting in, Like
Yeah, well, I mean, we already do
I'll be
background
honest with
checks
you.
at the border, right? I was just saying that if
Right.
somebody wanted to, if we offer an amnesty program, people have to apply for it. They have to know where to go to apply for it. And during that application process, an
Mhm.
FBI, CIA background check is performed in order to make
Mhm.
sure that they're not a terrorist. They have no ties to terrorist organizations and stuff like that.
Right. Wait, that's currently being done? Like CIA is currently like looking into
CIA
people, or are
looks
you
at
saying that's what
people.
should be done?
CIA looks at people that are coming in under like the Afghan refugee program for individuals
Got
that worked with us as
Gotcha.
interpreters or that gave us information. Like those people get
Mhm.
CIA background checks. I'm sure there are still some of those people that never became legal citizens, or not.
Mhm.
Sorry, not legal citizens, but full citizens of the United States that are still within the country whose visas might have expired at some point. So that's why I'm including that
Okay.
in there. If they came from a foreign country that worked with us, as like if they're a foreign national that worked with us in a foreign country that already had a CIA background check, they could get another one if they apply for it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think that's totally fair, and I'm not going to disagree with you all there. Can I ask you two more things, and I promise I'll leave you alone. I won't keep you for 30 minutes like some people do, but I promise. And it's not really even a debate. I'm just curious on your take. I've been listening to you for a while, and what I like about you compared to a lot of people is kind of like what you were saying about Trump himself, is that he'll just pull shit out of his ass, and then it's fact because he says it.
Yeah.
Um, but what is your stance on the whole, the Venezuela thing as well as the Iran thing? Like, do you think? And this is my thing. I think the reasons like that we went into Venezuela, right? I think it is kind of just Trump trying to kind of divert some attention.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
100%. Which you
Real
would
quick, I
disagree
just
with
want to
that?
say one thing. Caleb, I'm going to
Yeah.
address your super chat because I see what you said and I can also fully correct you on what you just said. So I want you guys to stay around. Like Caleb, make sure you don't leave because I'm going to correct something that you typed in there. Okay. So specifically, like Maduro was a piece of shit, right? I think we could both agree with that. I
Yeah.
think everybody could agree with that, right?
Yes.
I,
Yes.
however, think that it sets a dangerous precedent that we go in and we abscond the leader of another world country, right? And we take him out of there
Okay.
with military force. Because now what's stopping, let's say, Russia from doing that with Zelensky, or Xi Jinping out of China from doing that to the Taiwanese leader, right? Because China still thinks that they
I
have an ownership over Taiwan. What's stopping any other country that has a disagreement, or has some kind of pending charges against another foreign leader within their country from
Yep.
taking them out of there, you know? Like
Yeah.
I disagree with that. That it sets a like it can give people ideas to just put that out there, right? And then when it comes to Iran,
Can
go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead
So
about
I'm so
Venezuela.
sorry. It's hard for me to talk over the phone.
No,
But
you're okay. Go ahead about
um
Venezuela.
my thing about Venezuela, right, is I agree like that it will set like an unhealthy and, kind of bad precedence, but I do think that, a lot of the situations that you mentioned, Venezuela included, it I think someone had to do it. I think it was kind of a long time coming, but those governments put their civilians in the situation that, was bad and to where they couldn't do it. Like they made it to where it was nearly impossible for their citizens to react and do something. So like Maduro's people could not do that. Like, and Xi Jinping and, obviously Taiwan, I think is a little bit different. And then I would say like, maybe the Iran thing. I I, I think the Iran thing, we can get into that all night long, but I don't want to keep you. But I think like with Venezuela though, their situation was their citizens couldn't do anything about it, and someone like us did have to step in and maybe do that. I don't agree on the timing. I don't agree on why we, went in there and why Trump did it. But like that is my stance on it. Like, can you kind of understand that?
I disagree that we needed to do it. I
Could
can
you?
semi understand what you're talking about, but I disagree that we needed to do it all. The person that's now in power is still his vice president. It's Delcy. She was
Right,
like the back person. She's the one that changed how their economy worked. So if we have an issue
right,
with how the economy is running in Venezuela, well, it was literally her. She's the one who fixed it. She's
right,
the one that made it so that there was a further wage disparity that was going further apart and where people were experiencing further lungs of poverty for what made some of them want to leave their country. We didn't change anything in Venezuela. We just brought in
right.
somebody younger to run it a little bit
Well,
longer.
well,
And it didn't change
my
how their Supreme Court ran because they're the ones that confirmed the president. Mind you, the Supreme Court is the one
right.
that confirmed Maduro despite the fact that he lost the election. They're the corrupt Supreme Court that still exists in that country that confirmed Maduro as the president, even though he lost the election. So nothing about that
Right.
government has changed. It's still going to be corrupt.
So you don't think it will change, or do you think it'll continue how it is? We just killed that guy and that was it.
I mean, we didn't kill Maduro. We have him here in the US.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm mixing it up with Iran. I'm sorry. We took him and then that's it. Like that's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna try to improve their case at all.
No, we're not improving them. Like even there are so many like oil companies because that's going to be
Yeah.
about the only thing that's truly going to help them. And even then, like the oil that they have in like they're very oil rich, right? They're very oil
Yeah,
reserve rich. We all know that. But
definitely.
the type of oil that it is takes longer to process.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a
Okay.
harder refinery process that it has to go through in order to utilize it and put it in our vehicles. It's
I
dirty,
got you.
right? It's there. There's a lot, but it's dirty. Okay.
Right.
And
Hmm.
what we engaged in was a type of imperialism by going in and taking him and then being like, we've committed a regime change, even though it didn't change anything, right? People are still
Right.
unhappy that Delcy is the sworn leader. They're happy that Maduro is gone, but they're not happy that
Right.
it's still his vice president in power because they
Right.
wanted Machado.
Right.
And even Donald Trump said
Right.
Machado is not good enough to run that country, even though she capitulated. Well, it's actually specifically because she capitulated and gave him the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Donald Trump doesn't actually like people that capitulated. I'll make it quick when it comes to Iran, right?
Right.
We should there was no imminent threat. None.
No.
that Iran
No, they were
presented. So
not.
we already went under there
This
in
is like
false
Iraq.
pretenses. Yeah. And then we violated the War Powers Act because of that.
Yep.
Khamenei was going to
Okay.
die soon. He was already starting the process of picking a successor, naming a successor, and then he was going to hand over the roles. Like he was already rolling along on that process. He was 86 years old. He was already
Yeah.
going to die.
Right.
And then now they're also in the same position where their citizen population doesn't have weapons, right? They
Right.
can't, Donald Trump is saying, go overthrow your government. Well, how are they supposed to overthrow their government when Israel is still dropping bombs in Tehran?
Right. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that either.
Yeah.
Like
It's like, hey, go overthrow your
I
government, but also dodge the missiles that we're dropping on
yeah,
your
dodge the laser guided bombs. Yeah.
yeah, dodge the
But
missiles that we're dropping on your capital where your leadership lives.
but so I guess like you think
I don't believe in
because I
interventionism is
actually
going to be the easiest thing I can say.
what is it? I'm sorry.
I don't believe in interventionism like that. To that degree that we were trying to pull it off. Right? I certainly
What do
don't support
you
regime change because the last time that we pulled a regime change in Iran, because this isn't the first time, was
right?
in
The shop.
1953, were a joint operation between the CIA and the MI6. So fuck England for this too. Took out their democratically elected leader
Yep.
and then brought in a monarchy, right?
Yep.
And under the democratically elected leader, women were free. Women could wear skirts. They weren't required to wear hijab. It wasn't until the Islamic Revolution happened in 1979 that then they ended up being repressed. They took out the Shah, they ended the monarchy, and then
Yeah.
came up with the Ayatollah and as the supreme leader.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But
And another
but
regime change that we absolutely failed in was in Iraq. Like when we took out the leader of Iraq, the Iraqis were celebrating when we took out Saddam, right? And
Iraq,
then now they're not doing much better
Afghanistan.
either. It's every time the United States has tried to implement a regime change, it has failed. And now we have 6 dead soldiers.
Cuba, yeah. I mean, I absolutely agree every time.
Yeah.
But what do you think? How like in their situation, how do you think they could have improved without any sort of intervention from us then? Like, I
There's no
I
telling. That's
definitely
the
think
thing. Like
Mhm.
I don't like making assumptions in that way. I like just
Yeah,
trying to
that's
state
fair.
facts as they are.
Yeah, yeah,
And so like that, like I couldn't tell you. There was almost going to be no way unless they got help from outside influences in their area, right? If I'll put
okay.
it this way, I think if the Middle East had come together on their own without westernized intervention, that would have been a lot better. Because what we're seeing as a
Right,
result of Western intervention is, yes, some places are attacking Israel, but
yeah,
majority, they're attacking our embassies and our consulates and our bases in foreign countries, including outside of the Middle East. They have gone
right,
outside of the Middle East to attack us. They're
right,
attacking the United States as a result of us
right.
getting entangled in this.
And I honestly don't even know why we're still working with Israel. They've deliberately sunk American ships. They've deliberately killed American people.
They've done a lot.
Actually stolen. The reason they actually have their quote unquote non-existent nuclear arsenal is because they stole it from the United States. They stole it
Oh,
from
but they say
France.
they don't have, they won't confirm nor deny that they have
Well,
nukes.
right. It's just non-existent, quote
And mind you,
unquote.
they haven't
Like,
signed any nuclear non-proliferation treaty,
yeah,
whereas
yeah.
Iran is a signatory on the NPT.
It like I kind of I don't know if this is like 100% true. I've heard that CIA whistleblowers have kind of come out and said that you know they wanted to use some of those weapons on Iran, and then kind of twisted Trump's arm and actually doing Operation Midnight Hammer so that, either we're going
Donald
to use
Trump
the
says
news
the
or
opposite. Sorry, like
right.
little nitpicky. He said the opposite when he met with when he was doing his conference in front of talking to the press with Chancellor Merz from Germany. He said the opposite. He's like, I feel like we kind of strong-armed Israel into doing this, meaning
Right.
again something unprovoked. But I digress. Well, it was
Because
interesting
what he
hearing
says
why
is always
you.
right.
Yeah, he's something. He's trouble. Anyway,
Yeah.
well, I appreciate that you've understood your vote for Trump. Like, do you mind me asking what state you're in?
I'm from Ohio. I know my caller
Gotcha.
ID is
No, you don't.
anonymous.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't care about people calling in from unknown
Okay.
numbers.
Okay.
If I
Yeah,
wanted to, I could stop that from happening. I don't care. Um,
that's fair.
what I would
But
encourage you to
yeah,
do, just read the policies of the people that you are considering voting for. Okay, I'm not going to tell you who
absolutely.
to vote for. If you
Yeah.
choose not to vote in the federal election part, fine. Vote for your state representatives because they are the ones that make the changes closest to home.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
agree. And I've definitely learned that lesson. But I appreciate your call so much, ma'am, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, that's why I said your state, like your state level election, Zelda, because that's what I mean. Like, if you if you don't vote federal, fine. If you have no trust in the federal government, fine. Vote in your local elections, your state level elections and down. Those are literally the most important ones that you can go over. Now, I hope you are still around, Caleb, because people truly don't understand what the government year is, right? Fiscal year, right? It's not a January to December fiscal year. So I'm going to put this up, guys, real quick. Hang up on me right when I was about to fact check you. CBP website shows border encounters at 301,000. That's right here. In December of 2024, he doesn't know how to read this, and 11,710 February of 2025. That's the only number he has correct. So either you read the data wrong or you just lied. Cool. Fiscal, and see, the funny thing is like, Caleb, I explained to you the fiscal year while you were on the phone, okay? So when you're looking at this in 2024, when it says October, this is October 2023, okay? So October 1st, 2023 to October 31st, 2023, that's when we had 240. Now the 301 number that you are looking at, that's December 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023 of 301,981. And you can see how it did decline. And this is during the Biden administration, okay? This is during the Biden administration. I am acknowledging this, right? But you see how it went from 301, immediately cut in half, January of 2024 under Joe Biden, okay? Under Joe Biden, okay? And then you see it went up about the same, down. And then here, then the fiscal year ends September 30th, 2024. The fiscal year the government fiscal year ended September 2024, okay? Still under Joe Biden. Then we roll into October 2024, still down. This month is splits. 20 days, 19 full days of Joe Biden. The other 12 days under Trump, right? But you see how I was not wrong that it was on a decline in Joe Biden's last year in office. Okay? This is when Donald Trump came into office. I like how somehow, see, this is, and this is the funny thing, right? It's like you saw this chart, okay? You saw this chart, And you see February here. You see October here. But instead of realizing that this was a continuation, and are you saying that somehow we regress backwards, or we're predicting what October's numbers would be in October 2025 right here? We were predicting like ahead of time before February of 2025, and somehow the calendar is going backwards. Because that's what you would have to do to skip this number, right? This number, right? Sorry, you were looking at December. To skip this number right here of 96,033 encounters in December of 2024, to skip down to this line. Sorry, guys, I'm addressing this super chat. Is this what I'm doing? You would have to be, oh, and I'm sorry, guys, you can't see that on the landscape. But there you go. He went from, he literally went between 2 fiscal years. He jumped between 2 fiscal years to try to get a gotcha because he didn't read the data correctly. Oh, okay. Check this out. This is funny. I know this will be the only time that I actually read a chat from somebody that's a MAGA that didn't pay me to read it, right? Just accept a call instead of arguing to air. I obviously wasn't saying any of that. Let me reread it for you, and I'm going to read it for you verbatim, Caleb, okay? Hung up on me right when I was about to fact check you. CBP website shows border encounters at 301,981 in December of 2024. Sir, this is CBP's website. We'll go all the way up to the top for you. An official website of the United States government right up at the top. This is the website. We are going to scroll back down for you, okay? Why would I talk to somebody that doesn't know how to read data? All right? We're going to scroll back down. Sorry, I had that off on the landscape. CBP's website right here. Scrolling back down. You don't know what the fiscal year is, sir. And I even explained it to you. You're welcome, Zan. This right here is fiscal year 2024, which starts on October 1st, 2023. Okay, Caleb? Which means the 301,981 number that you're citing in your super chat here, you said 3,001,981 in December of 2024. And that's December of 2023. Because the fiscal year starts on October 1st. And now look, now he's trying to backpedal and say that he knows what the fiscal year is, guys. Then why did you say December of 2024? Because obviously you don't. I know you're trying to correct yourself, but you're still wrong, right? And the only number you got right was that it was 11,710 in February of 2025. That was the only number you got right. Okay? You went literally from this box to this box. You jumped you missed a whole year of your fiscal year. Where we go this way. Woo! So yeah, sir, I'm not going to talk to somebody that does not read data correctly. Sucks to suck. Man, that must really suck. Guys, if you're new, you haven't hit that follow button or that subscribe button, go ahead and hit it now. Chris, thank you for the last $2 of the live. Says Trump is going to make being homeless legal. I hope not. Well, I mean, if he does, I don't know how I feel about that. I think homelessness should not exist. I wish that we didn't have that. Okay? Somebody's seriously asking, does it say fiscal on the graph? Yes, it literally does. Okay, somebody really wants me to do this. Thank you, Golden God, for becoming a member. Okay, somebody really is making me do this. We'll do this real quick. FY. Thank you, Zeus, so much for the galaxy. FY stands for fiscal year. FY stands for fiscal year. What does FY mean on government data? Where did that go? Fiscal year. Ah! Y'all just fucking extra. Oh my God. Jesus, for fuck's sake. I didn't think I'd have to show this shit in the year of our Lord, 2026. I am about 30 minutes over my time, so I am going to go ahead and end for the night. For if you're wondering why, again. Boom. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I won't see you guys tomorrow as per usual. Saturday's up in the air, not sure, but definitely on Sunday. You